Now that we have understood what is public sector and the merits and demerits of public sector, let's look at how it is organized. Okay, it can be organized in three ways. The first is departmental undertakings, second is statutory or public corporations, and third is government companies. Okay, departmental undertakings, statutory or public corporations, and government companies. All right. For D, you can do an acronym here if you wish to. So, departmental undertakings, DECO, D for DECO, statutory public corporation, S, sub, S for stub, and government companies, G. Okay, G for DECO sub, government, G for government. So basically, organizing the public sector, there are three ways. DECO, sub, government. DECO is departmental undertakings, sub is statutory or public corporations, and government companies. DECO, sub, government. ये फॉर्म हो के वो फॉर्म हो, सब गवर्नमेंट ही है. Okay, first is departmental undertakings. Now, it is the oldest and the most traditional form of organizing the public sector. Okay, it is organized, it is financed, and it is controlled in the same way as any government department is. It is a lot like actual government department. Okay, it may be run either by the central government or it may be run by the state government. It is managed by proper government officials, all right, under the supervision of the head of the department concerned. So whoever is the head of the department, under him government officials will run it. The undertaking is under the overall and ultimate control of a minister who is responsible to the parliament. So basically their main final head is a minister, and this basically belongs to a ministry. So say railway ministry, education ministry. Okay, so these are belonging to ministries. These are handled by ministries, and the final superior head is a minister. Some examples of departmental undertakings are Post and Telegraph Department, Chittaranjan Locomotive Works, Integral Coach Factory, Precision Instruments Factory, and UP Cement Factory. Alright. Here in the tabular form, they have given railways, post and telegraph, broadcasting, defense establishment, atomic energy and projects, which makes more sense. These are all coming under ministries. Okay, railway ministry and all of that. Alright. Now let's look at the features. How does departmental undertaking look like? What is the functioning? What are its features? It is established by a ministry, like I said, by a ministry of either central or state government, and the undertaking is a major part of the department attached to a particular ministry. You undertake, now this is your project and it is attached to a ministry. It is part of the government establishment and has no separate entity distinct from the government. Basically, it is government. It cannot be seen as separate from the government in any way. Okay, it is financed by annual appropriations from the government budget. What does annual appropriation mean? Annual appropriation is what the government has decided for each department, pre-decided, a budget. That this is how much budget I will allocate to this department for this year, this budget I will allocate to this department for this year. So then that department has to work in that budget, and whatever they want to do, work they want to do, they have to stay in that budget. Okay, so that is called annual appropriation, where a fixed budget is determined. Practically, it all its earnings are paid into the treasury. So there are fixed budgets determined, and whatever you earn, it doesn't go in anybody's pockets. It's supposed to go in the government treasury. So the government earns from this. It is subject to the same budget, accounting and audit controls. Budget, accounting and audit controls. Bah. It is subject to the same budget, accounting and audit controls as are applicable to any other government departments. No speciality. Everybody is treated the same way. It is under the direct control of the departmental head who is accountable to the concerned minister. So there will be a ministry, there will be a minister for that ministry, and there will be a department head for that particular enterprise, departmental undertaking enterprise. That departmental head will directly report to the minister of the ministry. Okay, it is managed by officials and civil servants, so no private people. It is officials of the government and civil servants. They have gone through certain exams and they are all government employees drawn from the concerned ministry. So same ministry में से whoever is working there वहीं से निकाले गए हैं. बाहर से कोई employment अलग से नहीं होता. The officials are all government servants. They are forever government servants. Their recruitment, appointment and conditions of service are all similar to those for any other government employee. So how they are recruited, how they are appointed, what are their conditions of service, everything is same as any government employee. The undertaking has no separate staff of its own. All government employees, no external staff. It enjoys the sovereign immunity of the state. Okay, what does this mean? Basically, nobody can put a case on them. That is sovereign. Sovereign is legal. Immunity, I am immune from it. मुझे कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा, मुझे उसका असर नहीं होगा. So suppose if I do not like, say, some decision made by some ministry and by some undertaking, I cannot go and like say, put a case in the court saying, "Arey, their decision is impacting my business or my personal life. I want to put a case on them." So you cannot do that, but you are not allowed to put a case on government. There are certain leeways where, say, in a government hospital there has been medical negligence by a government doctor, or a BSc bus driver has met with an accident and like crushed somebody or whatever. So in those cases you can file a case and ask for compensation from the government. But otherwise, like if you feel that their decisions or are not good for me, I don't like what policies they are coming up with or what infrastructure they are coming up with, I cannot go and put a case in the court against them. So they are immune, sovereign immunity. Okay, this is like their own Siri ka C, sovereign immunity. So कुछ भी problem हो, C, मुझे कोई problem नहीं छू सकता. Okay, so basically you can only, if you want to file a case against them, it's only if government approves that case. तो गवर्नमेंट खुद डिसाइड करेगी ये केस हमारे खिलाफ हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता है. It can be sued only through the procedure by which suits against the government can be filed. The government only decides what can be filed against the government and what cannot be filed against the government. So it's like the student saying, what can the teacher punish us for and what can the teacher not punish us for? We will decide. The teacher can't touch us. Okay, what are the merits? What are the advantages? A departmental undertaking has the following advantages. Easy formation. It is very easy to set it up. Okay, set up a departmental undertaking as there is no registration required, no special law required. It is part of the ministry only. It is created by the administrative decision of the government. The government decides it. And that's the end of it. Now the final government only has decided. Now you don't have to do any more legal work under it. It involves no legal formalities. So easy formation. Okay, government control. The undertaking is directly controlled by the state ministry. Therefore, it is more effective in achieving the objectives laid down by the government. So there are no internal people. There is no why. The government is directly overlooking and controlling. So then they look to it that the objectives are being achieved. Public accountability. There is maximum degree of parliamentary control on the undertaking. Such control keeps the management alert. So again, the whole parliament is overlooking this ministry and this undertaking, and their control is there, and therefore the management will be alert because सीधा government देख रहा है हमको भाई. Fourth is proper use of money. The risk of misuse of public money gets minimized, according to them, due to strict budget, accounting, and audit controls. So, like we said, there was this term annual appropriations, right? So, there are pre-decided budgets which are already determined for various ministries and various works. So, there's a fixed budget. Then there is proper accounting that you have to show for every penny, and there is a proper audit that happens. Audit is some auditor comes and checks all the accounts, whether they are in place and whether there is any jol japata or no. Okay, so proper audit controls happens. Everything is like directly from the government, so it is very risky to misuse this public money. So secrecy, this is like this other immunity that they have, the sovereign immunity. It is easy to maintain secrecy of policy because the government can avoid disclosure on the plea of public interest. The public interest is pleading, saying, "Arey, show us now what you are doing. Disclose now what is your policy all about. Where are you at? You stated this policy. Now, how much have you completed? Show us. Where has the money gone?" Okay, so public is pleading. We want to know. The government can just say, "Sorry, we want to maintain secrecy. We will not share anything about this policy." So उनको मजे ही मजे हैं. Aid to public revenue. Departmental undertakings help to increase government revenue because their earnings are deposited in the government treasury. So nobody takes profits and puts in their pocket. Whatever earnings goes to the government treasury. So it helps to increase earnings for the government, and these undertakings also help to reduce the burden of tax on the public. So if government makes more money, then the government can run from that money, and if the government has enough money, they will take less tax from us. So we will be burdened less by taxes. So they see. Okay, aid to public revenue. ये हो गया ना? हो गया. Instrument of social change. The government can promote economic and social justice through departmental undertakings. This is important. This sounds like jargon, but it is very important. It can also maintain effective control over the production and distribution of essential goods and services. Now, the government can promote economic and social justice through departmental undertakings. So it is directly under ministries, education ministry, health ministry, defense ministry, railway ministry. Okay, they can actually promote something that is for the welfare, for the rights, justice, social justice, economic justice. अगर कुछ कास्टिज्म हो रहा है कि एजुकेशन में या इकोनॉमिक मतलब पैसे की वजह से somebody cannot get education, so they can bring about policies and they can like bring about equilibrium. So they can actually promote justice, social and economic justice through these undertakings directly to the government, and they can pass policies which can actually help. So which can bring about proper good social change. कि जैसे कि females like free education up till this class for females, or free education for all children up till this class. Alright, so all these are policies that are bringing social change. It can also maintain effective control over the production and distribution of essential goods and services. Okay, so seeing to it that everybody gets this, there is a proper control over the production. ये बनना ही चाहिए, ये होना ही चाहिए, ये सबको मिलना चाहिए. Everybody should get these essential goods. There is something called a ration card for poor people. So they get ration like rice and teal and everything at a very very subsidized price. So certain things are taken care of, basic goods and services are taken care of, so it can actually impact social change. What are the limitations? So what are the drawbacks of the undertakings? Okay, of departmental undertakings. First is lack of flexibility. A departmental undertaking functions under strict parliamentary control. So what happens? The ministers and the top officials are always interfering frequently in the work. The undertaking is reduced to a mere adjunct of the ministry. मतलब जो मिनिस्ट्री बोलेगा वही होगा. मिनिस्ट्री के हाथ में सब कुछ है, हमारा कुछ नहीं चलेगा. हम जो उसमें काम करते हम सोच नहीं सकते, हम कुछ बदलाव नहीं ला सकते. And it is treated just like a government office. There is little delegation of powers. So other employees, they are not given any power. Delegation means they are not distributed any power. They don't have any power to make any decisions. Everything has to come from the minister, okay, or the main head. As a result, what happens is the staff of the undertaking gets a little opportunity to exercise initiative. उनको कुछ अपनी मर्जी से करना है, उनको कुछ अच्छा लगता है, उनको कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती नहीं है करने को. Alright, lack of autonomy reduces the flexibility and efficiency of operations. So because the people working in the department does not have any autonomy, any freedom, it is not flexible. Okay, so it reduces the flexibility and it reduces the efficiency as a result of the operation. So lack of flexibility comes from no autonomy. Okay, direct control of the government, no autonomy, cannot take initiatives, and hence it is not flexible, and it affects the efficiency also. Lack of motivation. Now what happens in corporates, okay, in private sectors, your promotion depends on the work that you put in. All right, there are many people dying to get promoted, and many can get an opportunity. Okay, you can be even thrown out. They want profits, they want to see what results you bring. All of that is there. Hence people are motivated to work hard, to get promotions, to stay in the job in the first place, to get better jobs and all of that. But here there is no motivation, there is no competition for profit motive. Okay, so profit kamana nahi hai. Government is not going to think of profit कि we want to make profit. Government is thinking of giving services to the people. Alright, so कुछ competition है ही नहीं किसी के साथ भी कि we have to compete with them, this, we have to grow this, we have to better this, ज़्यादा पैसा आना चाहिए, कुछ नहीं. There is little incentive for hard work and efficiency. So you work hard and you are efficient, you are not going to get anything. All you are going to be is hard worker and efficient. उसका कुछ रिटर्न में मिलेगा नहीं अलग से. वही सेम सैलरी, वही सेम incentives. The undertaking becomes insensitive to the needs of the consumers. So उनको कोई फ़र्क पड़ता ही नहीं है कितना काम डालेंगे उससे. So then they are not sensitive to the needs of the consumer. Consumer needs this. Let's think of them, because life for them does not change. There is hardly any link between reward and performance. So they don't get any reward because they perform well, or less reward because they don't perform well. There is no link between reward or performance. And promotions are based just on seniority. The senior most gets promoted. So even if you do well, there is no chance that you will get promoted. तो कुछ काम अच्छा करके कोई फ़ायदा ही नहीं. This leads to complacency. Everybody becomes complacent. हाँ भाई क्या है, क्यों आए हो इधर, क्या काम है. And a devil may care attitude. They don't care. As losses are borne by the government treasury. So पैसा भी गवर्नमेंट को जाता है, लॉसेस भी गवर्नमेंट ट्रेजरी बेयर करता है. लॉसेस है गवर्नमेंट पे कर देगा और कवर अप कर देगा. ओके, सो इट लॉसेस आर बोर्न बाय गवर्नमेंट ट्रेजरी एंड टैक्स पेयर्स. These are not taken seriously. The losses are not taken seriously. So private company will go through a loss. It will become a big problem. Government is going through employees try to shift responsibility and shirk duty. So they just don't want to take up the duties and responsibilities. They'll shirk it. They'll try to shift it. ये उसका है काम, उसका है वो डिपार्टमेंट, ये हमारे डिपार्टमेंट में नहीं आता. Okay, there's a lot of lack of motivation to actually put in the work. Red tapeism. So red tapeism we had discussed earlier also. Lot of long drawn procedures and you get caught up in that. Okay, there's excessive centralization of control. So central government से बहुत control आता है, which results in red tapeism. Too many procedures and legalities to fulfill. Decisions are generally first they said there is no. Okay, anyways, decisions are generally delayed due to bureaucratic procedures. ओके, ब्यूरोक्रेसी, पॉलिटिशियंस, उनका सबका पॉलिटिकल कंसिडरेशंस, बेसिकली इट इज़ उनका बोला बोला है, बट उनके बीच में ही जो गुड 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 होती है पॉलिटिशियंस के बीच में, एंड दे आर ओन पॉलिटिकल एजेंडाज, उसमें दे गेट कॉट अप. द एंटरप्राइज कैन नॉट बी रन इन अ बिजनेस लाइक मैनर. सो यू कैन नॉट थिंक फ्रॉम बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, अरे ये इससे बिजनेस का नुकसान होगा, अरे इससे बिजनेस का फ़ायदा होगा, ये करना ज़रूरी है. ये लोग का पर्सनल पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा बीच में आ जाता है. It fails to adapt itself to the changes in technology and market conditions. Okay, market conditions are changing, let's change our style. Technology is changing, let's change our style. नहीं, ये सब नहीं होता है. They fail to consider that. Obsession with rules and strict adherence to procedure leads to loss of business opportunities. नहीं, ये तो ऐसे ही होना चाहिए, ये ऐसे ही चलता आ रहा है. So there are strict rules and you have to adhere to those procedures, and a lot of business opportunities are lost. Financial dependence. A departmental undertaking has no independence of funds because all its earnings are deposited in the government treasury. ओके, तो मतलब हमारा पैसा हमारे पास नहीं आ रहा है तो हम उसको वापस कैसे यूज़ करना चाह रहे हैं, वी कैन नॉट डिसाइड. ऑलराइट, सो it all goes to the government treasury, so government will only decide what money we'll get, how much we can use it for, and what can we use it for. So it cannot take any long term investment decisions as it is at the mercy of the budgetary appropriation of the government. Government जो बोलेगा इतना बजट है एक साल का, हर एक साल का, उसके हिसाब से वील हैव टू डिसाइड. तो मुझे कुछ ऐसा लॉन्ग टर्म करना है 5 साल का, मैं अभी से डिसाइड नहीं कर सकती, मुझे नहीं मालूम नेक्स्ट ईयर मेरा बजट क्या होगा. Inefficient management. A departmental undertaking is managed generally by government officials and civil servants. This is established government officials, civil servants. These two words learn it up. They are sent on deputation. So they are like told यहाँ से orders, तुम जाओ तुम जाओ तुम जाओ. They are overburdened with paperwork. Every work has to be documented and cannot pay undivided attention to management. तो पेपर वर्क ही इतना है, एक्चुअल मैनेज करना काम को उस पर वो लोग ध्यान ही नहीं दे पाते. The major portion of their time is spent in preparing answers to the parliament inquiry. So parliament से inquiry आता है, इसका क्या है, इसका क्या हुआ, वो क्या, उसका जवाब दो, ये इसका क्या. So they are sitting and doing paperwork and documentation and just answering. जो actual manage करना है, डिपार्टमेंट को रन करना है, वो काम वो लोग barely कर पाते हैं. These officials generally do not possess the necessary expertise and experience in management. They are all just government officials. Okay, they've passed some exams, done some government jobs. They are not necessarily people who are good at management skills. In a private company, when somebody employs somebody as a manager, they will look at their experience, they will look at their performance in a team, and they will see whether they are management material. But they are just deployed from गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स के पूल में से कि गो यू आर असाइंड फॉर दिस. सो दे आर नॉट नेसेसरली ट्रेन्ड और एक्सपीरियंस इन मैनेजमेंट. मोरओवर देयर टेन्योर इज नॉट स्टेबल एंड दे कैन बी ट्रांसफर्ड एट एनी टाइम. सो इसको इधर रखा ये स्टेट में, देयर इज़ नो गारंटी दिस पर्सन हाउ लॉन्ग विल दिस पर्सन स्टे हियर, एनी टाइम दे कैन बी ट्रांसफर्ड. तो अगर कोई पर्टिकुलर मैनेजमेंट टिक के ही नहीं रहेगा तो वो मैनेजमेंट रन कैसे करेगा. Okay, therefore they adopt a carefree attitude कि मेरे हाथ में ही नहीं है, ना मुझे मैनेजमेंट आता है, ना मुझे गवर्नमेंट मैनेजमेंट पे फोकस करने देता है. ऑल द टाइम आई एम आंसरिंग द इंक्वायरीज, आई एम डूइंग डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, पेपर वर्क. ओके, एंड ऑल द टाइम आई एम गेटिंग ट्रांसफर्ड. आई कैन barely stay in one place and focus. So then I also get fed up. I develop a carefree attitude and a lack of sense. I lack sense of responsibility. I'm not responsible for this. मैं क्या करूँ, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मेरे हाथ में ही नहीं है. So this is the kind of attitude they develop. As it is, their job is fixed. Nobody is going to remove them from a job, but they will be constantly transferred at any point of time. तो कोई attachment नहीं है, कुछ incentive नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, rigidity है. So उसकी वजह से पूरा management is inefficient. Nobody is managing the department well. Now, if there are so many drawbacks for departmental undertakings, okay, like no autonomy, no flexibility, no taking initiative allowed. Okay, then why is it still important? So why is it suitable? It is suitable to certain cases. It is the most suitable because we saw there are some features which are advantages, like starting with secrecy. They don't have to tell about everything to the public, and certain places secrecy is extremely important. So defense production, atomic energy, you cannot reveal all these secrets out because then the other countries will be listening, and they will be they will know how to tackle this country, how to defeat this country and stuff like that. So secrecy is important. So certain cases, that's why it is important. Where absolute government control over strategic industry is necessary. So sometimes deciding the strategy, government is important over here, like broadcasting, telecommunication, public utilities. Certain places they feel that the government's strategy involvement is important. Okay, where economic control is necessary, where we have to control the rationing, so it should not become too expensive for the consumers. Otherwise private sector will go anywhere anyhow and charge. So where there should be some economic control by the government, where the private sector is unable to enter due to huge capital investment. Remember, we had done this earlier. So, certain industries, where shipbuilding, aircraft manufacture, iron, steel, they require a lot of investment, huge capital investments, which private sector cannot get into. So, that only government, public sector can do, where the undertaking is used as a source of revenue. So railways, Indian Railway is used as a source of revenue. It actually generates income for the government. Alright, so there are 5 situations in which we need to use departmental undertakings despite of its drawback. Now, I have not created an acronym for this because a lot of acronyms will get confusing. So, I have created a little hand dance movement. Okay, so secrecy goes shh, then absolute government control, then where economic control is necessary, and again where private sector is unable to enter due to huge capital investments, and where the undertaking is to be used as a source of revenue. Okay, it goes as shh. So secrecy, absolute government control, economic control is necessary, where private sector is unable to enter due to huge capital investment, and when the undertaking is to be used as a source of income.